Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you're tuning in, you guys know the drill. It's a Friday recap, so we're going to go through some of the archives. We're going to look over a couple of the trades. Hit that thumbs up, buckle up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing as you watch throughout the video. Consider subscribing right now. And let's jump into it. So, P&L today, we're finishing up at 176.06. Not the best day. Very tricky day, very choppy day. I had a hard time today with just consistency, and I think that's just what we saw from a lot of the stocks. Nice moves, big drops, flushes, and I did have some issues where, or let's say situations, right? Situations where I took my foot off the gas. One of the areas I thought we had a 5-minute pullback coming, so I eased off, looked back, stock is in the moon. The other area, I'm asking myself, hey, I'm back green. Should I just call it here for the day? Ultimately, I fall back into it, into the groove. But I needed to be more decisive. It's like, hey, either hard stop or you keep trading and you live by the decision. I never need to be in between and indecisive. Because when I eased off, there were more A-quality entries. I missed the first one or two. I'm in on the third, fourth, push of the sequence, which gives me green, but it's like we need to be firm and decisive. So let's talk about it. WKEY, MNK, SDA, ATNF, ENVB, GSIT, and more. And you guys will see, year to date on most of these stocks we're doing all right, but we did give back some profits today. Let's start off with WKEY, which was not a bad one, but we weren't able to fully capitalize and properly get involved like we would have wanted to. So initially I'm watching at it down here and I'm like, man, I'm looking at the daily chart, right? I'm looking at the daily chart. A few days ago we popped up, faded, so when we check it out, it was halted up, resumed higher, pushed up a little bit, flushed down. Today, that's essentially what happened here earlier. Halted up, resumed higher, flushed down. And you guys know up top, I'm usually watching at 3 stocks, right? My level 2s aren't here, but I'll have 3 level 2s at the bottom here going across. So I'm watching 3 stocks. And, I'm watching at WKEY. And at this time, I'm like, you know what, man? This thing is done. Let me pull up a better moving stock, right? This is what I was seeing. So, I pulled it off screen whilst I could have substituted out the stock here in the middle, which at the time was something that was not even moving at all. So I just decided to switch away. I look back, we go from here all the way to here, or maybe even the highs, I think. And I'm coming in trading this, which is the backside. So very disappointing to miss this nice move up. And yeah, so, you never want to be trading the backside. And that's what's going to happen to me in that situation, right? So that was WKEY. We took losses coming down. ENVB minus 250 here, despite doing very well yesterday. It's not bad coming up, but it's a little, a little spready, a little volatile, not the cleanest, but this pattern here ultimately did play out nicely, right? We had a bit of a wedge. First 1-minute candle does eventually make the new high over 389. It pushes up nicely to 409. Right here, hesitation killed me. Seeing the move play out, we had lows around 77, which I believe I might have had an entry or two, but did not ended up holding long enough, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I was trying it for the low of the pullback, but was not holding. So I had one good trade in at 77 out of 86, small size. Went up to 1,000 shares, attempted a few more scalps in the area, but ultimately once it broke over 90, I did not get long here. Break of 89, waited all the way till 4. Can we break over 4 the whole dollar, hold above the whole dollar? It was holding, I'm in, it flushes down, I'm back in mid-90s, flushes down again, we took losses. So we kind of, didn't do a great job here. And then, of course, I believe we got caught even on this drop. Yeah, in at 35 out of 23. So not great. Not great, not great, not great. We got back green, or yeah, slightly green, and then gave back on this big drop. So, needed to be a little bit more firm earlier. which is holding the lows longer, taking more size, and then of course being a little bit more aggressive once we do start to pull away. So that got the better of me. And when it broke over 05 right here, it didn't get back involved, wasn't aggressive enough. So just fumbling, fumbling, running with the football and just hot potato. If we're a little bit more firm here, we're walking away plus 450, 500. Calm, right? Calmly. So yeah, we didn't even get, for me to use size, I have to connect, feel a little confident, that way I can size up. But when I'm fumbling the trades, it's like I don't even deserve to use the size. So, we got to really dial it in. Stocks like ENVB should be another 4 or 500 here. GSIT, not much. This one was sideways. MNK, not too bad. We can pull up the show trades over here as well, just to refresh our minds a little bit. So we had the first leg, right? So we had a pullback. It starts to break out a little bit over this level here. And this is where we really get involved. We get a high of 298. And from there, I'm attempting break of 3 initially, not quite seeing it. Taking some quick dips. We had a low of 83. Tried buying 90 to sell a little higher. Scratch trades in there. And then it finally starts to pull away. This is another one of those stocks where you got to be, once it starts to move, it's like you got to switch gears quickly, get aggressive, get involved, and start watching for these, higher highs. It does pretty well overall, right? We should have done better here today, man, but fumbling. So it pushes up to 350, it dips down, low of 310, right? Low of 310, previous high of day was 305, so not bad here. Rips up higher, goes sideways. Right, bit of a double top, pulls back, it consolidates, and this is a very interesting pullback all the way down to 26, and then rips back up. Wedges, tight wedge in there, 1 minute candle, makes a new high. Didn't go right away, but then pushes up, and from there, it kind of got a little weird, and then gave a nice move. So we had another pullback again before a bigger push. After that, sideways consolidation. And then essentially all the way into the close, I'd say sideways. It's hard to trade the consolidate. Areas where we go up, and then down. But yeah, this is a nice decisive move here. So MNK, in that incline, we made money. SDA, we'll talk about this one. And we'll even show a live trade here on this stock. SDA, man, the spreads on this thing all over the place. So let's take a look at a few trades, right? It's red initially. We get a small red to green. It pushes up. Small flag in here. And then it breaks out nicely. We pull back. Nice move up. We pull back. Nice move up. We pull back. Didn't quite, the third time didn't quite work. It makes a new low. I traded in this area over here. Had some decent trades here coming up. But then the flush. The flush. I don't think we got caught in it, but I mean, terrible red candle. So this is the second drop down here to 67. I did a poor job not being as aggressive as I needed to be early. I'm going to put out this limit order 72, but it's a little too late. So I needed to be a little bit more decisive with taking this trade down here. So I'm going to cancel this order. And, you can see I'm essentially missing the move here. We're already seeing 85 on the ask. So, there goes a nice 13-cent unrealized gain. There's 90 on the ask, 18 cents. So I'm going to say, you know what? Okay, this is one of those situations I did a good job getting in the second area of the sequence. There's a 10,000 share buyer at 88. So I jump in at 90. I'm going to add here, break of 8. I'm going to sell over the whole dollar. Not bad. Right here, a little hesitation getting back in. Once it breaks out, I want to be back in very quickly. Right here, 95 by 96. I'm a little slow. The moment I take it, look at the ask price. This is terrible. So I'm going to be in. Luckily, it's 7, not quite a 10, but, this messed me up right here. No, this is a flat trade. So I'm selling between 7 by 15. And you can see I'm barely making anything because I'm getting filled on the bids. So again, another 10,000 share buyer at 06. Look at the time difference, right? So let's let it play. Let's let it play. All right, so that buyer is going to come in there. So I'm out. And look at how long that fill took getting out. I mean, geez. Buyer coming up. There it is. I'm in. I buy twice. It pushes to 20. My P&L doesn't change. Why? Let's go back and pause it. Buyer. We're in. Look at where my first order is going out. 806 by 807. My order is already showing that I've been trying to buy at 807, 808, 809. But I'm filled at 14. What a monstrosity of a trade. And then my ad is about 18. Now the ask is at 24. This trade could be good if the stock rips up to 40, or maybe even 35. Let's say 35, 40, 50. But it's up and down, up and down, up and down. I missed my first entry at 72. Okay, I get a decent trade. And for those of you who are wondering why I get back in and out, right? Here's how this trade goes, right? And I think if I was paying commissions, this is how it would have been going. I'd be in at 72. My stop would be, let's say I get the fill, of course. My stop would be the low of this pullback. And I'd be holding for a move like this. And can I get this one good trade? In at 72, out at 815. That's a 45-cent winner. 1,000 shares, 450. Right? Now, throughout my experience, I realized that a lot of times the stocks don't fulfill the move and give the high of the pullback. So I take the trades in sequence, in legs, right? The first leg, second leg, third leg, however many legs the stock is going to give. First leg, 72 to, let's say, 88, right? What is that? 16 cents? That's about 16 cents. 16 cents, this is just us, keeping it at 1,000 shares for the math. So the math is easy. 16 cents on 1,000 shares is $160. Now, if I make $160 in, let's say it takes the stock a minute or 30 seconds, 10 seconds, is not bad money. That's money, at a job somewhere it takes you an entire day, right? Or a few hours or something. So it's not bad money, right? And can you do that a couple of times throughout the day? Or can you do that a couple of times throughout this sequence, right? And so that's how the gains will essentially add up. But a stock like this makes it tricky. There's a spread. So the second sequence, I'm back in at 90. Can we see break of 8? So there's a second sequence. Now, can we hold above 8? So you guys saw me trying to buy at 96 area, but it's already too late. It's pushed up to 806. So I'm in at 806, 10 cents higher than I would have wanted to be. There's $100 on 1,000 shares gone, right? Now, again here, I'm trying to buy 806. I'm trying to add, let's say, 12 to 14 area to sell at 20, 25, 30, 40, 50. The moment I'm trying to buy at 8, or let's say 806, I'm in at 814. There's another $80 gone. And, this is how it kind of goes, and you don't get as green as you should have been. So, Relentless, the difference between getting in one time versus getting in many times, scalping it as it goes. What is the difference? Well, on days where the stock is not going to work, I'll be stopping out of the lows for nothing. On days where the stock does work, I'll more than likely capitalize something. On days where the stock is working very well, is suiting my skill set, all of the areas where I'm trying to buy and trying to sell is exactly where I'm buying and selling. And it's essentially me holding the stock. Like the amount of cents that I gain throughout those 4 trades or 5 trades, whatever, is the same amount of cents I would have gained if I was in one time and selling one time at the very end of the move. So it depends on how you want to approach it. You don't have to do what I do and take 5 trades here. You can be in once, selling once. But it just, you just we'll have to know that not every day we're going to see follow through. It'll be stopping out at the lows or for a loss. For me, I'll be in if it fails on the second part of the sequence, right? I've already made some money. Maybe I give back a little bit. I'm still green. It just depends on how you want to approach it, right? So I think it's worth saying that and mentioning that. But when we talk about bigger picture, 5 minute setup, that's why I usually am holding that much longer, because the 5 minute candles are very drawn out. It takes time. I think a little easier to hold, right? If I can get the support. So, and that trade is a mindset thing. Like my mindset is made up that, for the most part, I'm willing to let this go all the way or make nothing. That's my mindset on those trades. Like there's usually no in between. So, I try here, as mentioned, the high fills get me, instead of already being up like 400 or 500 again, here we are. So, and then we get caught in the flush. It pulls back from a high of 27. How low did I wait? Let's see, how long did I wait to get in? 5? Okay, there's a small seller, 10,000 at 19. So I even waited for break below 8. So I was very patient to buy this pullback here. This I think is a reasonable entry. We were just at 30. We're now at 90. 40-cent pullback. If this is going to be strong, it should not need to drop anymore. But, sometimes the stocks can be irrationally weak. What does it do? Titanic on me. It seems like it wasn't going to bounce until 70. So I get caught buying 20 cents higher. There's a nice loss waiting for me. And, this comes down to analysis. If you in this moment expect it to pull to 70 first before bouncing, then you're in maybe 75, and maybe there's a small, let's see if there's a small bounce. Too soon. 73, 75, and it's a quick dip. It bounces to 98. But this is another problem. Can you get filled going in and coming out? Can you get filled on the bids going in and on the ask coming out? Is it possible right here? This is what makes a spready stock difficult to trade. Even the dip is hard to capitalize, right? It's very, very tricky. So that's what we had to deal with SDA. It curled back up, so we got back green. And, but same type of trades, essentially. Same type of trades. That full video was uploaded for the students on the course website. For anyone willing to, check it out, looking forward to becoming a member. Remember, code MANIFEST is for 50% off right now. For those of you who are, things are a little tight, you guys do know we're giving away 2 free memberships, 2 free courses. So there'll be 2 new students at the end of the month. This is what you have to do to participate, right? Join the Discord, which the link is down below. This is our free chat room. Subscribe to my channel and Marcelo's channel, Mighty Stocks Relentless Trader, and publish a 5-minute video going over, going over your trade style, talking about your journey and why you want to be selected, to be a member. All right. Title the video, MMU Manifesting My Future Challenge. Guys, next week I'm going to try to be more patient when I'm speaking so I don't, jumble words like this. In fact, we'll try now. So use code MANIFEST at checkout for 50% off. All right. And by the way, before we switch over, right, Marcelo, who's the other mentor and teacher, there he is right there. Oh, there he is, right? Let's come down to the archives, right? This does show some of the archives towards the very end. Let's take a look. So you'll see RT and then Marcelo, right? Mighty Stocks. Let's take a look at some of these green days that Marcelo has been posting here, right? Let's take a look. $5,000, $4,000, $4,000. Let's see, 2K on a slow day, 2K again, right? Guys, be sure to check out these archives. 3,000 right there. I mean, just absolutely insane. 5,000, 8,500. Just ridiculous. So be sure to check out if you guys are interested in those archives. Great to study from, by the way, right? But yeah, moving on. Moving on. Lastly, which one was the last one? MNK, SDA, WKEY. I think we might have mentioned this already. ENVB, we spoke about. And yeah, so, 176, that's it. Tomorrow we'll work on some content. We'll study up Sunday evening. We'll also have a Q&A for the MMU students on Sunday, probably around 2 p.m. Marcelo will be leading this Q&A. I'll be there this weekend, so I'll be asking a couple of questions myself, right? But yeah, I'll be there to answer questions too. So for if there's any video we need to go over, stuff like that, we'll get it done. And yeah, that'll do it. So, nice long recap for the OGs. It's Friday, so, we have time to study up. We don't have to rush the rush. Yeah, that'll do it. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Be sure to check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Relentless Trader. And even on TikTok, Relentless Trader on TikTok as well. My Twitter, man, my Twitter is in the depths. I'll start posting that on Discord to get some followers. But yeah, it's been RT. And I am, of course, signing out.